get good at hand sawing, do a bunch of these. Just a quick explanation. You can see how I scored. I mean, I'm doing it definitely the long way, and a lot of people may not do this who are just, you know, really good at sawing by hand. I personally need to do this. I score my line, and then I use a chisel to kind of create a wall there, and then I take the saw and I bring it on the waist side of that, and it just makes everything go straight and a lot smoother. So not everybody does that. You probably don't have to do it, but I do it. Drop the hand down. The better you saw, the less work you have to do down the line. The less kind of fit and finish you'll have to do, the less chisel work using a file or whatnot, because when you saw, you're actually slicing the end grain. You're not roughing it up like with sandpaper. It's more like a cleaner cut. So if you can nail it, now no fun intended, we are using a saw, not a hammer, but if you can nail it, you save yourself a lot of time moving forward with these joints. So voila. I went ahead and just cut the other one without videoing it because it was the same process, and just thought I'd spare you. It was also a little less interesting because, as you can see, it's a straight shoulder, whereas the one that we looked at was a angled shoulder. So anyway, that's both of them. So now we're moving on to the next step where I need to make the tenons. The mortises for these tenons. So in here and in here, so these will slide in just like butter, hopefully. So that's what's next. So we're going to take this measurement here. Let's see the best way for you to see it. This measurement right here. So, and then that's going to go here. Let's see. To somewhat quickly add a little color to this, especially for people who don't know what a tenon is, or joinery, or mortise, like all this lingo that I'm using. This should give you an idea. This is me drawing out uh, the joint, and when I say joint or joinery, it's referring to the way in which two or more pieces of wood meet. And so here you have the one piece with the tenon on the left. The tenon is the piece that protrudes out. And then on the right you have the mortise where the tenon goes. And then usually you use a peg to kind of bind them. So hopefully that kind of illuminates what I'm doing here. So you can see the shoulder there. You can see the mortise there. So So this is a pretty good depth of the mortise for now. And then I'm gonna go ahead and, it's kind of hard to see, but I'm gonna saw basically a slot out to make a shoulder. So that's what I'm gonna do next. It is a family tradition that every year we go to the West Texas backcountry around Thanksgiving. This time we went into Big Bend National Park. You can get really off the beaten track there. A lot of people don't know that, but there's a network of four-wheel drive roads near the Rio Grande and on the backside of the Chisos Basin that you can really get out there. It's a ton of fun. We had a good time overlanding, camping, eating, and went on some fantastic hikes. I want to share one of those with you. It's to Ernst Tinaja, a water source in the middle of the desert. Hope you enjoy. Here we are approaching a little bit of a slot canyon, or at least a narrow canyon, out of which this riverbed is going. So we're about to go in there. It looks like some shade. Interested to see where that leads us. Is that water? You doing okay, pal?
No, I think I'm getting
Stomachache? There it is, up there. Can't see them, but there are skeletons in there. Water comes right down there when it rains. Here's a good shot of the Ernst Tinaja with the path in the background. We went past this area a little further into the canyon before turning around. Down in this little boulder scramble rock garden. You come up through there and you come along this limestone, and then there is another Tinaja right in there. It's also probably the end of the line. Whoa, this one's deeper. Go down there. Pretty deep. Wow. What kind of crazy swamp monster?
Isn't that strange?
Look, there's nothing even remotely like that around here.
There's another one of those up a ways. I noticed it. Here's another one.
There's monarch butterflies all around
But
it.
it's very strange.
I wonder if it like sprouted from a carcass,
Maybe.
you know? Look, there's nothing remotely like that in this riverbed. So you can see that I've scored out that shoulder, this and down. So this is going to be removed essentially. Drop the blade. Okay, so here we have the tenon right here, and then we have the mortise with the shoulder. So I made it a little loose because I'm going to be taking these in and out throughout the model making process. So pretty good. So here we go. The main difference between this and the last one is that, as you can see, this has the angle on it. So this is, deeper there, and then it goes up. And There we go. Welcome to my office. Now it's time to put everything together. You saw me making essentially two of these components, the mortise and the tenon. But this is actually what I've been doing over the last probably a month or so. And we're gonna assemble it into the entranceway, most of the main elements of it. So that's what we'll do now. Here are all the pieces together. This is what I've been doing for the last month. I only showed y'all, you know, some of it because it would get repetitive as a viewer to see me do all this, but it was quite a bit of work doing this all by hand. Gonna start with the front and work towards the back. Only the front corners have the pegs, and there's a reason behind it. It's not worth getting into, but that's why they don't all have pegs. We'll start with the front beam. That's a good place to start. This is not a flat work surface. It is kind of sacrilegious to not have a perfectly flat woodworking bench, but that's part of the trade-off for working outside a lot. I have a nicer bench inside, but I like being out here, and it does expose it to the elements, but that's a trade-off I'm happy to make. For the millionth time I've said it, this is a model, so I'm going to be a little rough with it. I'm not too worried about little nicks. Now we will put the beams in. That. You can see I put notes on the wood. And they're not all the same. Like each part I experimented with a different dimensioning, different sizes of the tenons, until I got the right one, which is over here. But that's also where the wood split, so it's like a sketch, like an artist making a sketch for a painting. Now we're gonna do the middle posts. A little Lincoln log set coming along. Now we're gonna put in the middle beams. Back left. These are the ones that we did in the video. And I'll tighten them all at the end. They'll look a little loose right till the last second. Okay, now we're gonna do the posts. Good. Does it look okay? You tell me. Put something in the comments. Does this look okay? What do you think? Do you like it? Is it cool? Does it suck? What do you think? That's the main structure for the entranceway, for the model for the entranceway. Okay, and there we have it. You know, and you saw the process of these angles and then the straight parts down there. At some point, I promise you, we will be building the actual thing. But I want this thing to stand for 500 years, so I'm more than willing to spend this time making a cool model. Thanks for watching. So what do you think? Are you starting to see it yet? Here's the sketch, and hopefully it's starting to become clear what I'm actually making. Leave a comment down below. Love to hear what you think. Good morning. I am currently driving to Liberty Hill, Texas to run in I'm going to do a half marathon trail run on a ranch out there on the San Gabriel River. I think it's the San Gabriel. Yeah, it's nice to take breaks from you know, work and everything really. When I run, everything goes away. I'm completely in the moment. I try to be in the moment as much as possible, but there's something about running that kind of forces the issue, so to speak. And so I love doing it. I can only really do it in a forest or on a trail in a desert or something like that. I cannot run on roads and hard surfaces. I get no enjoyment out of that. But when I'm running through nature, it just, man, it lights me up. And so here's to everyone finding things that light them up. Beautiful morning. About 68 degrees, perfect weather. About halfway through, beautiful view. I'm gonna stop, take in the view. These hill country rivers are something special. I do quite a bit of kayaking on them. I've never kayaked this one though. But, boy, what a beautiful day. Well, just past mile 10, a few more miles to go. Definitely feeling it now. Love doing things that push my limits. I don't know why that is, but for some reason it adds a lot of richness and depth to life.